Alrighty, guys, welcome back here to King's Weekly 10. We've got some good games coming up.
Yes, we do. We're actually going to be switching over to the losers bracket side of things here, and we're going to be bringing you guys Murlocs Inc. versus Hero Type. I think that's what's on the roster for right now. Yes, it is.
Now, Murlocs Inc. just fell to Tempo Storm, but they
did.
took the first ever game off of Tempo Storm since they've been that team's name.
That's a good point.
Branding,
That's a fun stat.
Yeah,
I like that one. That's a pretty good accomplishment considering how I'm going to say stacked the Tempo Storm team is.
They've
right
been
now.
dominant. They've been dominant. Like there's no beating around the bush. They've been absolutely destroying pretty much everyone. And they're the first team to take a game. They didn't take the series. They ended up losing 2-1, but they still took a map off of them, which is showing how quickly they've risen to power.
Absolutely.
Now, but they've got a best of 1 series between them and Hero Type.
Yeah. Do we want to do a bracket update or?
Yeah. Why don't you do that? Because
yes. You go ahead and set up some other things.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I think last we left off, we were talking about the semifinals. And if you guys want to check out the bracket information, you guys can type !bracket in the chat. Of course, Moobot will provide you with that link to the KotS.challenge.com. Of course. Yeah, we did have a 2-1 advancing of Tempo Storm over Murlocs Inc. We have Barrel Boys advancing 2-0 over Cloud9 Vortex. Of course, you guys just watched that casted here. And now we are moving over to Losers Bracket. I think we mentioned Team Heroes Hype advancing 1-0 over Actions Per Minute, APM. Evil Geniuses 1-0 over Vivid Gaming. And now we're looking at Murlocs Inc. versus Heroes Hype. And on the other side is going to be Cloud9 Vortex versus EG. Cloud9 Vortex versus EG will be casted over at twitch.tv/ZoyaTV. That is by our lovely friends over there, Zoya and Sham.
Our other half of Town Hall.
Yes, it is.
And after that, we will transition to the winners finals between Tempo Storm and Barrel Boys. They will close out the loser finals, which is the losers round 5. So that'll be the winner
losers
of this
semis. I would say.
So that's a loser semis, which is a best of 1. And then after the winners finals, we will rotate to the loser finals and ultimately to the grand finals here. So that's pretty much the rest of the day. And we've got a lot more coming. It's going to be...
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be good. I like this. I got to say, I really like this tournament format. I like the double elim with the best of 1s. I'm very, very fond of it. I think it creates a lot more opportunities for teams to come back. We're seeing a lot of good runs out of these teams, and it's good stuff. Now, the lobby's being built here. We're going to be looking for that Stormcraft link shortly, and we'll be getting into the draft very soon.
Yeah, we just need that Stormcraft link, and lobby's on its way. We are on Cursed Hollow,
the Hollow of the Cursed, and
now we were actually able to cast Heroes Hype, I believe, this past Thursday on the ESL Major League. If you guys didn't
that's true,
check that out. It was a good series. They had some interesting styles. One of them being the Executioner build with Stitches, Putrid Bile, Tenderizer into Vala Tychus.
That was a fun game. That was a fun style. Of course, those VODs aren't up quite yet. Still figuring that out. What? I didn't even realize I pulled that up. We've got a surprise on Town Hall this week, and we're
we gotta get that sorted out.
Yeah, we got to figure that out tomorrow. But yeah, Town Hall Heroes, of course, we can talk about that. That's a podcast that the two of us and the other casting pair, Zoya and Shim too, the 4 of us actually collectively run a podcast every Wednesday night at 9 p.m.
Yeah, we like to pull on competitive players that are on various teams. This past week we had on McIntyre, so you guys actually got to see a nice Barrel Boys showcase. And he talked about some of the strategies that he was able to reveal, of course, and we got to talk about the Hammer and Terrainer build that's sort of been doing a lot of work for them lately, so that was fun. So check that VOD out, guys. I think while we wait on the Stormcraft link, what are they doing?
Let's talk about the other game. So we got Murlocs Inc. and Heroes Hype, and Murlocs Inc. Obviously if they took a game off Tempo Storm, and they're the higher seed, they're the favorites going into this. But Heroes Hype, they've been making waves. They had a good showing here in ESL. They've been really making waves. They're an upcoming team as well. So it's best of 1, and you never know what can happen in a best of 1 series. But on the flip side, we're looking at Vortex versus EG. And these are 2 new rosters, really. They're not. As a 5-stack, they're pretty young. Of course, Vortex now has absorbed the 3 members of Glorious, and ZP is formerly Glorious as well, playing on the side of Evil Geniuses. So it's like a grudge match in some sense.
It's a good point. It's a good way to look at it. Should be an exciting game. Yeah, once again, that's casted over on twitch.tv/ZoyaTV, so go check them out, guys. These guys are taking their sweet time here.
They always do.
Setting
They
this-
always
setting
do.
this draft
I'm
up.
just gonna say, shoot us that Stormcraft link.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if they. Hopefully, they haven't started drafting already.
That happened last game, so I guess we may as well ask to make sure that they shoot it our way. Of course, guys, the in-game drafting system lacks some functionality that we consider to be mandatory, more or less, here for our tournaments. So we use a service called Stormcraft. It's an incredibly powerful website built by the community that we use here for our casts, and we actually just got the link. So we're gonna
While you're setting that up, I can plug a couple of other things. We do have a new Twitter for this tournament series. That would be @Kings of the Storm, and so we're gonna have any information in terms of changes in bracket style, who's streaming what games, etc. All that can be found at Kings of the Storm. So if you guys could go and follow that Twitter, that'd be awesome.
And CS Steve is controlling that Twitter. He's doing like you said, bracket update. He's tweeting this result, what match you can watch where. And if you're mobile and you're just like you're at your parents' house and you're bored or whatever's happening, you just check your Twitter. You see that Tempo Storm is about to play Cloud9 Maelstrom or whatever on your phone. It's like, oh my goodness, I gotta load that app up and watch that game. And
there you go.
That's
just more information to you guys, so you guys can stay in the know as to what's going on for Kings of the Storm. And then the other update is, of course, we hit ! Live stats. Oh, take me a bit to get used to that one. But you guys can actually check out all the statistical information in terms of heroes that have been picked, banned out, what percentages, etc. A lot of fun stuff, and that's all getting updated live by CS Steve, of course. And it's always fun to see, actually. I should check that out. I'll do it after this game. See if there's any changes to interesting things. The one big one that's jumping out of me is that Brightwing is getting picked up considerably less than Uther.
Yeah,
that's like 20% less, so maybe even more than that.
Well,
we got a draft.
We do have a draft, and I just want to ask you something real quick, Kubi. We are looking at Heroes Hype, and Heroes Hype has a beautiful creature called an Ursidon.
That's true.
Ursidon is the kind of creature that would live on a planet like Hoth. Do you think there might be Ursidons outside right now?
It's not Hoth right now. That's the thing.
It's
no. You said it. You said it in the break. You're like, oh, it's not Hoth boys anymore. It's not snowing right now, so there's no Ursidons outside. It's kind of a trick question. I didn't expect you to throw a question so low like that at me, but all right. I see what kind of game we're playing. That's fine.
Oh, goodness. Well, the draft has begun, and we're going to see the first ban going on to Kerrigan Heroes. I'm saying we don't want any of that. We know the power of that hero, and then the ban on Nazebo coming out as well. So both teams just saying, look, don't want to worry about the lockdown, don't want to worry about Ravenous, taking that off the table. That leaves Stitches, Tychus, Vala as the likely 3 first picks available here on the board for Heroes Hype. And we're going to see what they lean towards.
Could be Tassadar, too.
I think. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Because
Tassadar gets picked up pretty
too,
often. Yeah,
especially in Cursed.
Right. Now, I don't know how the seeding works exactly in since it's a new season. Does he reset the seeding? No, because Barrel Boys and
I think the seeding carries over.
It does carry over. Yeah. Okay, so that means I would be willing to bet the Murlocs had the higher C, which means they gave up first pick, first ban.
Oh.
And
it's interesting.
I think that gives them the leg up on map pick. I'd have to go back and reread the rules for that because we don't actually get to see that.
That's your job, Kubi. I'm not going to even step onto those bounds.
All right. So yeah, that's something that happens before the match even starts, before we even get to the lobby, because you can't change the map while you're in the lobby. So they tend to do all the map striking and stuff outside in their own chats. So we don't really see the striking process, not yet at least. That will be coming down the pipeline, I'm sure. So Heroes Hype is actually dipping quite a bit into their time pool already. They just do decide to go with that Vala pick, who is also sitting at that 100% pick ban. All right, so Vala, very standard, very solid pick to go in. She has a lot of versatility in terms of her heroics. She can go for a ton of AoE damage with that strafe, or she can opt to get a stun that, if she sets it up right, is guaranteed to interrupt things like Ravenous Spirit, ETC, Mosh Pit, etc. So very versatile hero, very mobile. She can get out of a lot of sticky situations. No surprise to see her grabbed as a top pick. And there is, on the other side for Murlocs Inc., the Tassadar and Tychus combo. That's 3 out of the 4 heroes that we had sort of
This
prophesized.
Sets up the gates for whatever they
Oh,
want.
Jake's getting excited.
Yeah, they're giving Stitches up. Sure. Stitches is a cool guy. And yeah, Heroes Hype will probably grab him. But you're opening up the gates for the potential of a Bloodlust comp. Now, that being said, there's many things on the table to disengage. Zeratul, Brightwing, whatever. So they'd have to throw a mind game out there. So I don't think we're going to see Rhaegar picked until the very end, if that's the case, if that's something they want to try to do. Because, you know, they really... And even then, there can be a last pick available, you know, on the other side. So it's a risky thing, and it's going to be tough to see. Either way...
Hammer. Sorry to interrupt you.
Well, they do, yeah, no,
they're setting up for that similar competition that we were talking about.
You might be right. Hammer would make a lot of sense here.
Who was the other executioner that they grabbed? It was Raynor.
It was Raynor.
They went Hammer, Raynor. Yeah, I remember because they Hammer, Raynor. We were expecting them to go for the Barrel Boys style build, but it wasn't the case. They ended up going for something completely different. So Rhaegar, they snipe it, you might say. And we'll have to see what Murlocs Inc. How do they change? Now, that said, it's not very much dependent to have a good team comp on that Bloodlust if they were thinking of going for that. Like, these two heroes are so good on their own as it is.
They respect the threat of Rhaegar so much. I'm perplexed.
Yeah, it's interesting because you don't have anyone that's like diving in. I guess the Ancestral Healing would be good for Stitches, of course, but yeah, actually it makes a lot of sense, especially if he's Putrid Biling. And he's going to be in mixing around with their enemy team, of course, to get that effectiveness out of it. He's going to be in more harm's way than he normally would be. Yeah, I think Ancestral Healing will get some value there.
Yeah, definitely. It's very strong, and this can allow them to grab somebody like Thrall if they're feeling more cheeky, or even Illidan. It opens up the doors there. But they could even, I mean, you can never rule out Bloodlust as an opportunity, because if they decide that they want to go for something that works out with Bloodlust, I mean, Thrall works with that. If we don't, I mean, we already see that Uther has been picked up. So, say they want to grab Brightwing, they're Zeratul, so they're denying do they grab Brightwing too, and make it so that there's no denial play?
Brightwing is like... I get it, but you're putting... In terms of Bloodlust, like, Vol is going to do all the damage?
Yeah,
like,
you're right. So Thrall makes more sense here. Or Raynor. Definitely cannot count Raynor out, especially when you talk about the Executioner style. And Raynor and Rhaegar do pair very well together.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. They have another 10 seconds for this pick, and there's
35 seconds in bonus pool as well. So
still, we'll find out soon.
It depends, because then at the same time you're looking. They already have Uther from Murlocs, so do they really want Uther Brightwing? That's not really. I mean, we've seen double sustain be a thing, but at that point it's like, okay, you have to go to a weird style Brightwing, or you're grabbing Emerald Wind as your force disengage if you're really worried about the Void Prison or the Bloodlust. And then at the same time they have this free disengage available with Void Prison for on the flip side, and you can always just grab Ancestral Healing. Like,
it's true.
It's actually a really cool, very well done draft here by Herocype. And Rhaegar is like officially back.
Oh, I was about to say Murlocs might pick up Tyrande.
You know, I was thinking that too, and I didn't want to talk about it until we saw the final pick. And you know, Herocype grabbing it, it's also very smart. Like, Bloodlust is still on the table, like, hands down. It's not at all a necessity, but it's still on the table.
It's a possibility. I think this is probably a very good chance they're going to end up going with
Ancestral. Yeah.
Ancestral Healing, of course. Yeah. So now I was very much leaning towards them picking Tyrande, and I wonder if they were thinking the same, of course. So who do they grab?
I think it's going to be an auto attack Tyrande, but
is this Thrall Boys?
There's
no
Hammer makes more sense than Thrall to me. But you have to worry about the hooks with Hammer. That's the big issue.
Yeah.
We've seen a rise in play in Jaina. This is tough. This is actually a really cool, interesting draft. It's not going to be False Dad. The False Father is...
The False Father.
It's fallen.
Jaina's a possibility.
Yep. Definitely.
They've run Jaina in the past too, so we know that they're comfortable there. I think it's going to be either Thrall or Jaina, the two of the newest heroes in the pool.
Of course, Lost Vikings are coming out in just a few days. So exciting.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what teams come up with that hero. There's so much potential there. I hope that he's. I mean, anytime a new hero comes out, I don't want them to be like super overpowered or underbalanced. But like, if there's a hero that I really want to work like right out of the gates, it's Lost Vikings, because it's just has so much potential. And this one's going to time here.
Yeah, I mean, both teams tipping down to the very end of their bonus pools.
Thrall or Jaina? Oh, what?
It's happening.
They're
Nova.
Who are they so worried about? What am I missing here with this? This seems like a strange pick.
We're in for a treat because Novas are all but extinct at this point in time.
Yeah,
the
that's
last time
very
we
true.
saw it was Maelstrom had Dunk Train playing him on Sky Temple in the first tournament of this patch where Sky Temple was added into the game. Since then, I personally have not seen her played once, and man, I'm excited.
I'm still racking my brain about this one. What? There's some somewhat squishy targets, but if the Zeratul has got reasonable reactions, it's going to be difficult to kill him.
True.
The blink is just always something that you have to think about in terms of... Because really, to kill Zeratul, Nova has to have full stacks of Gathering Power.
Yep. The
Pinning shot into snipe into hot... Or what is it called now? Anti-armor shells. All
Hot
that has
Shots
to
is
go up.
such a better name. Gosh.
Why is it that you like hot shots so much?
I
Just
just
rolls
like
off the tongue a little easier. Yeah.
Hot Shots. Bup bup.
But no, it's just one shot. That's the whole point. It's 3 shots and two. It's not
But just
but.
saying "but" is so much less exciting than "but."
Well, you need to write to your local Blizzard person and let them know that it should be 2 shots fired quickly in succession, just so that it sounds cooler.
That's way more hype.
Or they way more hero type.
Okay.
Nope, not even giving it to me.
Be
All right.
ready.
So yeah, Zeratul is going to be tough to kill. I don't know. Maybe he has some kind of crazy styles Nova where it's like all clone style. I don't know. We just haven't seen Nova in so long. The only person I've seen even attempt it is Dunk Train.
I just told this tale. Gosh.
Did you? I wasn't even listening. I just tune you out all the time.
That's the way casting works. You just actually we're actually just 2 solo casters that don't even talk to each other, and we're just doing our own cast.
That's fair.
Sometimes it happens though, because we're multitasking. We're talking to the
Yeah.
guys in the game. We're doing production things. Sometimes we read the chat. You know,
Tisk,
bad
tisk.
habits. Bad habits.
Tisk.
Is the overlay even set? Oh my goodness! Well, the game is
Oh!
ready. Did I set it up? Did I set it up? I don't remember. Yes.
Oh, look at that. He's all set.
Oh, that Snipu going out. Caterpillar showing us that it's just one bup and not bup.
Actually, you know what? Hot shots, anti-armor shells, and to snipe. That's like bup, right? It's like that's it, right?
Bup.
There you go.
All
Okay,
right, Blizzard.
let's
Blizzard
get
knows what
into
they're doing.
introducing these teams. On the blue side, for Murlocs Inc., we have Caterpillar on Nova. Equinox is going to be playing Tychus, Spanker on Tassadar, Mad Timmy's going to be playing Uther, and Atlanta on Arthas.
And of course, now I mean we do see the squad is actually a 7-man team. So Barrel Boys Murlocs Inc. does rotate between a few people. They picked up Mad Timmy, and they picked up Equinox as well. Echo and who am I missing? Clown? Is Clown not
Yeah,
here?
it's Clown.
Clown's not
Clown.
here. Okay. So Echo and Clown are the other 2 of their 7. They're allowed to have. They have 7 constant players that they rotate in and out of events, which is cool. I think they're the first team to lock in a 7-man squad like that. But on that note, on the other half of the map, we do in fact have Hakfu playing as Zeratul will be played by Ursadon. Yuki is going to be playing as Tyrande. It's going to be Taza on the Stitches and Suki. Yuki. These
Suki
guys
and
are
Yuki.
best friends. They're always together.
Reindeer, Rhaegar.
Rhaegar. No Rainer though.
No Reindeer. Okay. That's unfortunate. All right, let's take a look at some of these talents that were picked up. Jake, if you'd be so kind as to pull up that talent window. We do see that Snipe. I don't recall her having any clone talents at level 1, so I think it's probably just going to be a standard burst style build. Jake's...
I'm just thinking to myself right now, the Hedwigs are going to deliver a lot of mail to those Novas whenever possible.
That's true.
Are we going to see Shadowstalk? I'm just like thinking in my brain, would that be a thing that you'd want to grab here?
Okay, I see the confusion, the perplexion there. Is it worth it? I mean,
is it worth it?
It seems. I know it's crazy because it used to be like 100% picked for the
back
heroics.
in the day, yeah,
back in the day, whenever Tyrande was grabbed. But now it seems like a lot of people are actually getting a ton of value out of that Shadowstalk, and we see Yuki's in a bit of trouble. But actually, it's Equinox that's going to get rotated on. It's a very close situation.
Oh,
everyone's pretty low.
Yeah, those watchtowers just blowing Suki up there, doing a lot of damage, and we can see this rotation happening yet again. Caterpillar and Atlanta make their way down. We see there is Ursadon here. He's going to spot this rotation. He's going to see both the Nova and the Arthas, and just throwing out a Snipu.
We got that Pierce.
One Hedwig traveling across the map.
All right, all teams are just sort of soaking. We see a little bit more of a presence for both teams in that bottom lane. Pretty common to see that rotation. And they're going for that Arthas, Nova gank style. I don't think they're going to be able to pick up Stitches there, especially with that miss snipe. That's not going to be off cooldown for another 10 seconds or so. All right, and we do have level 4 grabbed for both teams. There it is, that Gathering Power. So no Envenom. That's actually kind of been a little bit of a toss-up between teams.
This is a constant dance right now. And Tazza, they're making their way in. They know something might be cheeky here. They're looking for a pickup. Yuki
Nova's
will
in a
be
really
caught.
scary spot.
Yeah, Nova gets caught, but the Lunar Flare is going to be there to secure that kill. Or excuse me, that was defensive Lunar Flare, but they get the kill anyways. Of course, the Envenom there out of Arthas can't really heal through that all that well as a Tyrande.
Yep, absolutely. All right, so what else do we have here? We do have that Melting Point Grenade. Healing Ward coming out of Tessa there. That's all pretty standard stuff. Anything else that's a bit strange? Stitches is seemingly going for a full heal-style tank build. So this is likely going to be Tenderizer at 7, Relentless at 13, and that Fishing Hook, that oh-so-coveted Fishing Hook at 16. And Chain Reaction out of Rhaegar. You want to talk to that a little bit, Jake?
So Chain Reaction is a pretty strong talent, and it's really just kind of giving the additional healing. One more target, or whoa! I thought this was a different talent.
Oh, you're talking about the one at 13.
Chain Reaction.
Power Surge or something?
Yeah. Chain Reaction. This is old school. This is the original Rhaegar build. Oh, Tychus was actually picked up during all this. So pretty much what it means is you have to throw down your W, the lightning shield, onto the target preemptively, and then you throw the heal on there. So it gives you more burst heal early game.
Yep.
The style recently, or over the last few months, has translated to getting the additional healing at level 13. And we're seeing True Shot Aura also become kind of uncommon nowadays.
Okay. All right. So let me walk you through this thought process here for a little bit. We have Chain Reaction. Probably at 13 he's going to get that Power Surge, right? Hold on a second. We see Yuki's in a little bit of trouble here.
Double Healing Ward not going to be enough here, though. Of course, they do not stack, and they do pick up that kill. But yeah, they're going for the Earth Shield as well. So this is that burst sustain.
That's burst sustain. Okay, and then you have the Healing Ward from Tyrande. The extra heals. I mean, she does have a heal in her kit, right? That's a lot of extra sustain picked up that you don't normally see. Are we going to see Bloodlust because of this?
I think we will, honestly. That's how the style was.
Yeah, I mean, can Rhaegar get any more like burst heal style? Like he can't, right? This is the best he can do.
Right, exactly, and that's what the style was always back in the day. Atlanta is taking a lot of damage. She's going to actually barely just survive. Oh, the Owl, not quite enough.
Healing Ward.
It was on point, but not going to be enough to actually deliver a full package. Just a letter, and they're going to pick up 1, 2, and hope singular strike. Wow, he's able to heal himself up just enough. Okay.
Yuki overextending. The Owl should be off cooldown probably like right about now, I would imagine. Did we get it? She fired it off. Wrong direction?
Yeah, she did. Okay. No Hedwig hype.
All right, let's talk about some of these level 7 talents that we weren't able to talk about too much here.
Yeah. So this definitely points to Bloodlust, though. Like,
okay, all right. So you agree?
Yep.
It's a possibility. All right, anti-armor shells for Nova. Yeah, full burst style build here. First aid is pretty standard for Tychus. Just keep him alive. Static shield charge for Tassar is just extra DPS. We do have that cleanse grabbed for Uther, and very, very cookie cutter Arthas build. Actually, of all the heroes that are picked up very commonly, I'd say Arthas sees the least diversity in his builds. Almost always the same. We never even talk about his builds because they're always the same. Everything is just, how can we get Arthas to survive longer?
Precision, no triple tap, so that's pretty standard. For a second I got excited, but that is actually the standard pickup.
Yeah.
Archon, Odin, so that double transformation, Divine Storm to lock people down into that, and pretty standard stuff, but still scary, and Nova is not standard at all, and we're going to see if Bloodlust is picked up. We see Starfall.
No, it isn't Cethra. Okay, so very, very heal-heavy style Rhaegar. That's like, people are they're gonna have a hard time killing people. Oh,
Suki gonna take a lot of damage to throw that instant down onto himself, so that's heroic for a heroic. And I mean, he's perfectly fine.
Yep, and we actually have Stitches is sort of still trying to decide what heroic he wants to go, whether it's gonna be Gorge or Putrid Bile here. Now, I thought at first at the start of the draft that they might be going for that Executioner style, and Yuki has definitely been out a nice grenade there to secure that kill. Nicely done there from Murlocs Inc.
Rest in peace. Yuki removed from the game. Hakfu gonna lose her life as well. The Vala, that is. Hakfu, of course, is a dude. And well, just nicely done there. Nice double pickup, and they're gonna get the curse 2-1 in favor of Murlocs Inc. right now.
Okay, it is Gorge for Stitches here. So no crazy Executioner style. I think it would have been quite a bit weaker than the composition that they had that we saw on Thursday night. So pretty standard style picks for those heroics. Yeah, everything is in terms of heroics, nothing too crazy for both teams.
Well, these Bruisers getting picked up here on the side of Heroes Hype, soaking all 3 lanes and picking up these Giants on the side of our Murlocs. And the bosses actually, they're going to try to get this, but this is a cheeky play.
Yeah, it kind of is, especially when you consider that they're behind on tributes. If they lose this fight here, this is going to be a massive deficit.
Yeah, Starfall is in a wonderful position, doing a lot of work. We see Strength going down and the Gorge. Void Prison hitting multiple people. Oh my goodness, the Ancestral Healing was so on point, keeping them alive. And this worked out for them. It was a bait that pick up 2 kills. They're going to get a boss, and the tribute says, just giving it to them.
The tribute location, it would have been good for basically whatever team won that fight. It was a risky play. It worked out for them. I thought, you know, if they lose this team fight here, that's a curse, full golem push that's like already capped before they even apply the curse to the enemy team.
Right.
So that would have been a serious amount of push, possibly a keep, honestly. Like, it would have been that scary. This early in the game, that's a huge deficit to come back from. But as it is, Heroes Hype makes the right call here. They end up picking up a pretty advantaged team fight for themselves, and they're pushing forward. They're definitely going to get this fort.
And level 13 has been attained by them. Like you said, this fort's going to fall. We see the Lunar Blaze has been picked up. That's the additional width and range here on Lunar Flare, making it just really good to line up and hit multiple. I mean, you see 2 to 3 people get stunned at a time with that.
Sure.
And actually, we're seeing Stormcaller, which is, this is actually, okay, at this point, this is a build I've never seen before out of Rhaegar, and I love that.
Yeah, it's cool to see some variations. Just depends on the player preference and the situation. I mean, that's really the draw for this game, right? Is that you have so much adaptation that's happening mid-match, right? Oh, he picked this talent. I'm gonna go with this at level 7 because he grabbed this at 4. Always fun to see those on the call, on the fly adaptations out of these players, and we do see that Murlocs Inc. is really trying to get this golem here, and Heroes Hype is putting a lot of pressure on.
All right, the Owl reveals that all of this is happening, but the golem is picked up either way. A huge precision strike going down, doing a lot of work. The Ancestral Healing just barely does not go off. That changes all of this. This looks wonderful for Heroes Hype, but now it is a tragic scenario where they just have to run, and, you know, 2 members fall. I guess that's the problem with Ancestral. It just makes or breaks fights.
It really does, yeah. I'm not going to say it's risky because we've seen time and time again, like, very skilled Rhaegar players. Like, if they can always land, you know, they can judge, they can size up the amount of burst damage that's going to come out of one team or the other.
Oh
yeah,
no,
that snipe missing is
missed
pretty
a
big.
snipe. It would have been enough to get the kill there. Tyrande did die while we were following that action. And,
yeah, this is, I mean, they do have the curse applied, Murlocs Inc. does, and they're going to be able to put a lot of pressure on. There's another 15 seconds before Tyrande's back up. With Stitches back in the fight here, they're going to be able to apply a little bit of pressure in the sense that that hook could go down. That Gorge is not available yet, so we're going to have to wait on that. But yeah, they back up. They say, okay, this is we've done a lot of damage here. We can actually just back up, take a very safe couple forts here, and really secure that level 16, almost 2-level lead at this point.
yeah, which is huge. And, of
yep.
course, yeah, that Sentinel actually hitting 3 people there, doing a lot of damage. The 16 has been picked up. And looking at this, Crippling Shot.
Crippling Shot, yeah, this is, other than 13, I'm trying to recall. Wow, it used to be Rewind, like, back in the day.
I haven't even seen these icons. That's why
I know they
really
reworked a lot of them. Yeah, Lethal Decoy, I think, is what a lot of players are opting for now that they changed the cloak talent at 13. Crippling Shot is really nice. Just, I was going to say, it's sort of like a Hunter's Mark that's applied. It's an extra 25% damage to the target that gets hit by a pinning shot. That's good. We do see that survivability talents picked up for Tychus and Arthas. Those are very standard picks. Imposing Presence on Uther. Yeah, you have a couple of auto attackers, especially with Tyrande, Rhaegar, Stitches. Yeah, that's going to get some work done. And then Tassadar has gone for that full, just survivability type build with that Prescience and Dimensional Warp.
Yeah, the Sentinel is just constantly getting vision on them. The power of Tyrande on these larger maps, but not really going to help them out too much. They need to hit 16 before they really want to take any kind of real engagement. Their Bruisers just spawned, and that's the clear objective for them to clean on up here. That'll help them get closer to 16 as well. And we just see Rhaegar on his own down here in the bottom, making his way to the middle lane.
All right, let's think about what Heroes Hype needs to do in these situations. Do you think it's an issue with teamfight, or do they need to try to force particular objectives to make a comeback here?
It's tough to say. Hook really hasn't been an issue at all for Murlocs. They haven't been getting a lot of hooks, and we see this big rotation actually in the bottom lane. They have to react to this immediately. They're going to be going around the back here. This is Murlocs A, forcing their position, and B, putting the threat on here. Rhaegar doesn't want to get caught out. There's the hook. That's what we needed. That's exactly what they needed. And that's, Equinox should fall here. Actually getting set into the board. Yeah, very nicely done. They blundered that, really. The Lunar Flare could have been a little bit quicker. Atlanta taking a ton of damage. The Ancestral Healing getting off on Earthstone at the last possible second here. So much has been done. Every heroic use except, well, actually, we still have the Archon and the Divine Storm and Odin available on the side of Murlocs. So they have a huge leg up here. Divine Storm hitting Ursadon. Ursadon should get melted here. No, he blinks on out. The Tyrande getting a kill on Arthas. Very nicely done here. And that hook shouldn't be able to secure anything but the Lunar Flare.
Hold it.
Prescience
so
going off. Yuki super low. The shield there keeping him alive. We're actually seeing the chain bonds. Oh, they managed to pick up the kill there. Equinox very low, trying to trade out, but the heals once again.
Wow.
I have to say, this double healer has done so much for them.
They really got Murlocs Inc. to overextend there.
They had 3 heroics, and it's amazing that they fought with no heroics versus 3 and took a 4-0 victory. It's really impressive.
They had that extra sustain that you were talking about there. They ended up taking a 4-0. That's how you get back into this game, right? And I actually would have. I'm gonna criticize how they started that fight. They were like a sliver from 16. If they had gotten that extra range on the fishing hook, honestly, I think that would have helped to secure the kill on Tychus.
It was like they didn't realize he had Relentless, honestly, because he popped out, and they were like surprised he popped out, and they didn't have the Lunar Flare.
Yeah,
ready.
Relentless does affect the amount of time that you spend in
with the
Gorge, right?
Yeah. So they weren't prepared for that, and they didn't follow up properly, and he survived. So they had the perfect initiation. Like you said, fishing could have been better, but it seemed like they bungled it, but they made it work.
Yeah, they were able to just sustain quite a bit longer in that fight. So now they find themselves with a curse. They have that golem pushing down top lane, and another 40 seconds to apply a little bit of aggression.
Yeah, they're going to catch up in experience really quick here. The levels will even out, and they're waiting here in this party bush. Opting to not be defensive.
I'm not really sure what they were hoping to catch with that.
I think they were just making sure there wasn't a cheeky rotation coming back behind the golem or something like that. I don't know. They're waiting to make sure their posture is perfectly safe. And I think it's a fine call. And this bottom boss is up, and they're making their way there immediately.
Yeah, I think that's good. With another 14 seconds on the curse, they're probably not going to get themselves a keep. They know that they have a good chunk of time here, that they can keep Murlocs Inc. busy, preoccupied, right? So they can get a leg up on this golem. But actually, it looks as though they're quite aware of this situation, and they're going to go in for a steal.
Is it too little, too late? The Void Prison can go down, and there it goes, getting 1 and 2 members. Starfall doing a lot of work, but the boss is picked up. The hook goes up, but Caterpillar properly steps on into that range. We see Strafe going off. The Ancestral Healing just enough. Oh, a huge precision strike doing a lot of work. Taza going to be the first one to fall in this fight. Mad Timmy in the backline, standing in that healing ward. I mean, they pick up the boss, but they do have to back up here.
Yeah, that's a good point. It was just like a lot of funneling in that situation. The Ancestral Heal was actually pretty good. Kept Stitches alive for a good bit longer, but they ended up focusing too much of their effort onto Equinox before he was able to get into Odin.
Yeah.
Got him really low. They'd spent a lot of resources getting him there, and then popped that Odin, and it was just at that point, you know, because they had spent so much trying to kill him and didn't actually get to doing that, they were sort of out of steam at that point.
Yeah, it's really true. And that's just the power of Ancestral, though. I mean, you spend that stuff on Odin, the second health bars in general, they're really powerful.
Yeah,
now we're going to see they're going to have full vision here, hitting 2 members with that Sentinel. And it looks like Xerxes a bit out of position, but he's just going to get his way on out. Throwing some particular respect at Atlanta, just saying, hey, look, bro.
Yeah. And the big thing for Murlocs Inc. here is that there's no threat of hook.
That's true.
Still down. I mean, he's back up now, but I would have been perfectly okay with him pushing.
Suki taking a lot of damage and gets blown up there. Strafe trying to turn that around onto Equinox, but not quite enough. The heals are real, and I mean, losing 1 member again early. That's the Rhaegar. The hook, though, Prescience goes off, and Spanker gets healed up to full
That's
immediately.
The power of that dimensional shift. It just heals you up so much during that. If you tap E immediately after Prescience goes off, you're pretty much back at full. Look at that. He's already down quite a bit. He's getting poked away.
Oh, the big Lunar Flare there to zone out. Hawkfu very low here. Uses Vault to get on out. I mean, really back and forth. Even though it's 4v5, they're doing a good job here, and these hooks have been pretty on point. I know he missed that one, but they've been really pressing the issue in this
I mean, that's what we talked about, the fact that they needed those hooks to try to get back into the game. And, you know, as soon as we said that, once he's got the fishing hook, it looks like he feels a lot more comfortable getting those long reach hooks there, and he's been making them work.
Rhaegar topping the charts right now on the heels. And,
yeah.
You know, Tyrande, she's doing all right. She's doing all right.
She's doing her thing.
Keeping up with look at this, though. Nova's beating out Tychus right now.
Yeah, I mean, she hasn't been out of position at all. I mean, we really should talk about the effect that Nova's had. I mean, Rhaegar got blown up really fast by that.
Yeah, that's true.
A crippling shot into Precision Strike there. That hurt. and like he didn't even get a chance to ancestral himself or anything like that. So it's working right now. I'm not sure if it's the best pick for the situation. Like there were probably better heroes they could have grabbed that would have worked as well, but it's not hurting them.
That's very true. Now, they can get the hook here. Spanker's going to get pulled in now that, of course, he's able to get on out very easily with Dimensional Shift, and he's going to do just that. A nice Lunar Flare, but is that just the clone? I believe it is. And yes, that clone will dissipate. And, you know, they're getting real close. Equinox, is he going to get it? No,
Oh,
the slam. Just zoning it out. A big precision strike going down, doing a lot of work. Tazza gets the Ancestral Healing at the last possible second. Void Prism is going to lock out Matt Timmy and Spanker. Atlanta getting very low. Just going to step in at the last moment. What a big play, but he's going to fall anyways. Matt Timmy falling as well. Equinox, how much does he have underneath that Odin? Not a lot. He's going to pop first aid, though. Spanker going to try to get out. The hook will reach for him.
Yes, he's got to guess right. He thinks he's going down that. Oh, so close.
Very
close.
close.
And the Lunar Flare there was just a little bit off that mark too. But they find themselves in a really strong position. I think that they're going to push forward and at the very least take one keep.
Yeah, this keep is going to fall. I mean, they've got 30 seconds.
Yeah, 30 seconds of free push.
Even Nova gets up and another almost 35 seconds in the other two. So this is more than enough time to take out a keep. And the tribute is still available back there.
Nice hook once again onto Spanker, but yeah, like we mentioned before.
Lunar Flare? Yes, they hit it. It's not going to be enough.
So excited.
I don't know.
This is it.
I was excited.
They're actually
trying
gonna
to
be
end
able to
here.
finish the
They're
game.
trying to
I'm
end.
surprised.
Suki's getting low. They can, of course, pop a lot of. They have the double healer. They have the double support. The sustain available. Storm Shield goes off, and that's going to be game 1-0. Heroes Hype going over Murlocs.
Yeah, they've been really. I mean, I was just about to take a step back, talk about these nice level 20 talents. I thought we were going to have another 5 minutes in this game. Nope. They executed. They basically forced Tassadar, who was one of the defenders that was alive, right, to spend a ton of resources after he got hooked, right?
Yeah.
So he gets hooked. He has to tap dimensional warp, gets his HP back, and then the Lunar Flare went down, and it's forcing prescience. He was low on mana at that point, so he can't really do a whole lot to defend that core. They realize that. Heroes Hype pushes in. Gets the win.
Well played. I mean, this is losers bracket. So
that's the one.
That's
it. They advance.
So they advance. Murlocs is out. Murlocs, the first team to ever take a game off Tempo Storm, beaten by a team like Heroes Hype, who just won the qualifier for the ESL Major League.
Yeah.
I mean, this team is really on the rise right now, and taking this win, I mean, that's a testament to it. So congrats, guys, advancing on 4. Let's take a look at the brackets. See if we got updates for you. Of course, KotS.challenge.com is that bracket link, and we can see that it looks like Murlocs Inc. will be facing Vortex. Vortex beat Evil Geniuses.
Other way around, actually. Heroes Hype will be playing against Vortex.
Oh, did I say Murlocs?
Yeah.
Okay, their name is above, so I just read the top. Okay. Heroes Hype, yes, will be facing Vortex here in the loser semifinals, and that will be over on twitch.tv/ZoyaTV.
As far as I know, we're going to be shifting over to the winners bracket. And I think we'll take probably about a 5-minute break, guys. Make sure that the teams are ready to go. And then from there, we get to watch the winners finals.
Yeah,
2 out of 3.
Temple Storm versus Barrel Boys. It's a 2 out of 3 series. That's coming up next, guys. So stay with us. We'll be back in a bit.